Right, so as per my previous videos, we are going to be taking this engine and wiring loom and ECU, and now we are going to be putting it into the red off-roader to be, which is currently a MPFI multi-point fuel injection 1990 model. So we've done the manual gearbox conversion on it and it's running, it's all going fine, but I thought I'll just start a video on the beginnings of the engine swap. So as I said before, this thing has been off-road, it's done some serious off-road work, and it shows, obviously. No big surprise really. So what I'm going to do is just give this a big general tidy up, just to, you know, make it look a bit neater and tidier under the bonnet till we get back into the off-roading side of things again anyway. And, you know, just having a quick brief look around before I get too serious. I'm going to video all the wiring and that. It's going to be a bit long and boring, but at least it'll be a reference for other people too. So obviously over this side we've got the airbox, and we've got two little wiring harnesses over here. One obviously coming up into the airbox, the other coming around the back, little Hitachi unit that they've bolted onto the tower there. So that little wiring loom snakes around, and they've actually got it going through the firewall there, next to where the, what was that, the speedo cable, oops, goes through. So there's a few wiring looms, obviously they duck up into the engine. And over this side, under all the aircon and that, we've got a few wiring looms tucked down in here, that being the main one. And there's a couple of other smaller ones in there as well, and they generally track up into, they've kept the fuse relay box off the Liberty, and they've got a couple of looms obviously going inside the cabin from this side as well. So they've done a pretty neat job overall. Obviously it's braced on this bar. You're never going to get a spare wheel in there anyway with this particular engine, so might as well utilize it as best you can. So my goal today is to crack the timing belt cover or covers, potentially pull some of the radiator out and maybe some of the belts off and so forth, because I just want to see how the timing belt looks, and if I also want to try and see what timing belt tensioner it has on it, because I will give it a little bit of a service while it's out. Definitely needs some new tappet or rocker cover gaskets in there. A bit greasy and oily down there. So I'm going to start pulling it apart, but I don't want to get it to a point where I can't actually at least fire it up. Obviously I can fire it up without any of these ancillary bits running, but I really want to see if I can see what tensioner this uses, because that might determine where I buy new timing belts from, or whether I get a belt kit, and whether that kit has the tensioner, the hydraulic tensioner this is, and whether or not the water pump is part of that kit as well. So I'll just start pulling the front of this apart and we'll go from there.